My name's Adrian Gallagher. I'm a professor in mass atrocity prevention, and today I want to answer this question that I saw online. What stage of self-defense is it when you starve thousands of children to death? To answer this question, I'm going to turn to the concept of permanent security, which I discussed in this previous video. But today I'm going to use it to highlight the first thing, that the underlying logic being used by the Israeli government was also the same logic used by the Nazis. And the second thing, that this helps us understand what the Israeli government's longer-term objectives are. To talk about permanent security, I want to revisit this book from 2021, The Problems of Genocide, which is written by Dirk Moses, the editor of the Journal of Genocide Research. As Dirk Moses explains, in 1947, it was a Nazi commander who actually invoked the term permanent security to justify his role in the extermination of Jews in Ukraine. So at the time he was on trial, and his legal counsel made the defense that killing the Jews was a necessity, because if he didn't kill tomorrow's threat today, then the Germans would be attacked by the Jews. That's the first thing then to get your head around, that the search for permanent security entails identifying and killing tomorrow's threat today. And to be absolutely clear on this, it doesn't mean that there's a real threat. It just means that there's a perceived threat. So for Moses, the killing of children is kind of a quintessential example of this logic at play, and he provides lots of historical examples. North American settlers killing the children, saying that nits turn into lice. Or military leaders in Guatemala saying they have to kill the children in order to eradicate the seed of future guerrillas. As tragic as it sounds, therefore, when we hear of women and children being systematically targeted, this should not surprise us. It's important to stress this is not just applicable to Gaza. In a harrowing example from earlier this year in Tigray in Ethiopia, the women have not just been raped. They've had metal objects inserted inside them as the perpetrators try to destroy their womb so they can never have children. To return to the concept of permanent security, it is important to recognise that some governments basically face illusionary threats. The Nazis created an enemy out of the Jews, whereas some governments, and Israel is one of these, face a real threat in Hamas. But either way, the pursuit of permanent security, A, often involves illegal tactics, which I raise in this video, and B, is an illusion itself, as no state can ever have permanent security. So when you see the news today that Netanyahu is proposing the full occupation of Gaza, this is just the latest chapter in the search for permanent security, which, with regards to Iran, entails trying to become the regional hegemon.